Hey, it's me, askmisscris. Casey, I believe, is your first name. CWatts. Thank you. Thank you for the video reply. There's a lot of things that you said that will give me the swift kick in the pants that I need. Sometimes you just need to hear it from somebody else. You know it yourself. You've heard it a million times, but sometimes you just need to hear it at that moment. And I appreciate that, so thank you. Just want to follow up a little bit. Because you did say some things, and I wanted to make sure you knew that there's nobody at work saying anything to me, and there's nobody at home saying anything to me. It's all me. I'm the only one that thinks this about myself, and it's because I do not live up to my own standards, and I am a terrible critic. You said, and you're right, your own worst critic is yourself. You should meet my inner critic. My inner critic is a nightmare. Um, it's a lot to do with the fact that I don't live up to my own expectations. And quite frankly, I think that I am intelligent and I do a lot of good work. I believe I do a very good job at work, like in my job. I feel that I do fine with charitable giving. I don't think that I'm a bad person. It's just I see things, it's like, oh, you could do that better. Some people call it a perfectionist. I like to call it particular. um, it's true. But I also wanted to clarify, the whole losing weight thing. Yes, I do think that losing weight is something that I need to do. It has nothing to do with what other people have said. Yes, I've heard nasty comments, especially at my largest weight, which I was over 300 pounds as well. Um, a lot over 300 pounds. Total, I lost 95 pounds from my largest weight to my smallest weight a year ago. But, I think part of why I lose weight is not because I want to be skinny. And I think if somebody has internal motivation to lose weight, that's great. And I think that's what's needed. To find something like I need to lose weight to fit into a dress, or I need to lose weight because somebody said I was fat, it's not going to work as good, because one day you're going to fit that dress and one day they're not going to call you fat, and then you're going to stop. The internal motivation is important, because that is, you're doing it for you and you have your reasons. And my reason is not to be skinny. My reason is I need to be healthy. I do have anxiety disorder, and I do have thanatophobia, and I do have depression. And being heavy amplifies these problems. I know I anticipated that to be true 2 years ago. Then when I lost weight and I got down to the 230-ish mark, it was definitely true. And as I've gained weight, I can tell you, I'm absolutely sure that my problems are worsened the heavier that I am. I know they are. So I need to lose weight to be a better me, to be a healthier me. And I think when a person truly loves themselves, they will take care of themselves. And in my case, that means eating better and exercising. And it's going to it helps me mentally, it helps me physically, it helps me feel better. It helps me, it's easier to be happier. That's probably not right. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's easier to feel better and do more when you feel good. And I can't tell you, I thought that I could leap buildings in a single bound when I was at 230. I felt that good, but that's because I was exercising. While my body itself was still big, my insides felt amazing. And that's what I want. I need that. So I know I'm never going to be bone skinny. And now, just to give you an idea how tall I am, I'm 5'10", and I'm a very large frame person. When I was 180 pounds in college, my first college, been in 3, my first college, I was 180 pounds in a size 10. And I know that I could not go smaller than a size 10. My bone structure is bigger than a size 10. Like, it's just the way it is. It's just the facts, ma'am. Um, So I honestly am just shooting for like 200. I don't mind being a little chubby as long as I know I'm taking care of myself. And I think that's the key. I know I love myself when I'm taking care of myself. And when I'm taking care of myself, I'm putting things into my body that are healthy, and I am doing things that are healthy. I like to run and ride bikes, and I like to swim. Those are all fun activities. And when I'm working out, I tend to run, ride bike, or swim. It's just hard to explain. But I know, I mean, if you were that big, you know that you physically feel better at a smaller weight. You may not be a perfect weight, or what everybody else may deem a perfect weight, but as long as you feel good, you feel good. And I think that is my driving force in needing to find that motivation again, because I need to start taking care of my body again. I need to start loving myself so I can take care of my body, because like I said, when you love yourself, you take care of yourself. Getting rid of the negative talk, the negative self-talk is really hard. That's something I blogged about on Spark People a lot. You are your own worst critic, and I've had some pretty hateful conversations with myself in my head. And it's kind of sad to even admit, and I've gone back and read some of those blogs, and you wonder who you are to talk to yourself like that. Like, you would not allow anybody else to talk to you that way, so what in the world are you thinking? And yeah, it's the conversation in the head. I think with the clothing and the work and the feeling uncomfortable, again, that's all me. Nobody at work is saying anything. I feel uncomfortable in those situations. I, in my head, am doing that to myself. And I have nobody at home that calls me fat and ugly. I don't have anybody holding me back. I don't have anybody at work being rude. It's all me. And I know this. The man says I look great. The man encourages me to buy new clothes. The man he keeps pointing out yellow. That is not going to happen. I am self-conscious about my teeth, but I always have been. They're there. But they're white. That I've caught, because there were a couple people when I was a teenager that would make fun of my teeth. And I got to thinking, I'm like, my teeth are white. Yours are yellow, kind of thing. It's kind of mean. But teenagers, yeah, young teenagers, not even like 18, 19. We're talking 13, 14. So that's how I kind of got over the teeth thing. But I am still self-conscious about the teeth thing. I've talked about it here on my YouTube, and I think I've also talked about it on my blog at Spark People about I do identify my self-confidence in two different levels. The first level is my intellectual, and the second level is my physical. The intellectual self-confidence is fine, I assure you. The physical self-confidence needs to watch your video again. It'll get better. I'm accepting your challenge. I'm going to try to look nice. Now, I want to say about the clothes thing, looking nice in the clothes that I have, sorry, I'm really hot for some reason. Looking nice in the clothes that I have is kind of hard because, first, let me preface by saying I rarely buy clothes for me. I've always been this way. I'm not a shopper. I'm not, that person who likes to go out and try. I just, give me something, I'll put it on, we'll call it done, just please make me not shop. That's kind of the person that I am. So I always make sure the kids always have clothes, and I'll shop for them all the time. And then I'll encourage the man to go get him some clothes. But when it comes time clothes for me, I just don't like to do it. And maybe that has to do, I'm pretty sure it does have to do with the idea that I don't like how my body looks in these clothes. It's just, I know, I need to rewatch your video. I know. The clothes I have for work are the same clothes I wore when I was 300 pounds. I had bought a few pieces but they're mostly capris and summery clothes, so I can enjoy myself out with the family. But my work clothes, because my work clothes are more expensive, I didn't want to go out and buy new. I actually, and I will confess to this, I have my slacks. I can pull them up and on and off without unbuttoning or unzipping them. They do not have an elastic waist. And to keep them up when I'm walking, I have to roll them. Like in the waist, I roll them up so they don't fall down. And when I was at 230 pounds, I actually used those binder clips at work and binder clipped them to my underwear so they wouldn't fall down. Yeah. So kind of like what you said, you're larger, you'll buy bigger clothes, and it actually makes you look worse. You're not really covering anything up. You're actually making it look worse. I've been doing that. I never bought new work clothes. So I look really bad. I mean, it's not like and I could get away with it because I just sat at my desk all day long and worked on computer software and just minded my own business, no big deal. And now that I'm being thrown into these meetings where there are some very nice looking people, not physically, just clothing wise, you know what I mean? And their clothes like fit and they look nice. I'm starting to feel uncomfortable. I'm starting to feel like it's time. Bite the bullet, buy the clothes to fit me now, even though I'm heavy, so I can feel better about myself. And then in turn, as I lose weight, continue to buy clothes that fit me so I can continue to feel good about myself in meetings. Does that make sense? So yeah, I didn't let the clothing thing out of the bag because it's a little embarrassing to say that I binder clip my pants to my underwear. I don't have to do that now because I did. I gained a little bit of the weight back. So now I just have to roll them so they don't fall down. It's true. I can't believe I admitted that. But yeah, I do need to watch your video again. I do need to stop with the negative talk. It's hard. Anybody who has been heavy and needs to lose weight knows that the negative self, that the head talk, the head games you play with yourself, those little conversations that you have, they're pretty down rotten. They're pretty mean. They can get bad. And it's hard to suppress that, but I'm going to try. I will report back. Sorry for the 13 minutes response video. I'm going to go now. It's almost midnight. Thanks again.